to me, we would all be high. But it's up to you. If it was up to me, we would all be high. But you be on the moon. It's a distance between me and you. What the fuck?
Welcome back. It is episode number 6 of Prep Series. On the agenda for today, squats, primary squats. This is our week 4. And yeah, we have a 525 squat PR, which is a weight that I've never hit. I'm actually going to insert the video. It should be on my phone. I failed this back in February, I think. Stay tight. Got completely buried by it. Yeah, I think this is gonna move. See, I'm feeling really freaking good today. Unlike the last 3 times I've squatted on Wednesday, I didn't have clinical today because it's midterms. So I was able to actually get some sleep. I got some sleep in, I got 2 meals in, I got 6K steps in already for the day. So my legs are feeling nice and loose, nice and warm. I'm feeling really, really good. There's not much else I have to say. I'll hit my ab session after I squat, but for right now, I think I just kind of need to internalize my thoughts, really lock in, clear my mind, and get ready to hit this PR. So I'm extremely excited to lift today, and it's a beautiful day out. And yeah, it's just crazy. Time's flying. Prep has been flying, and I'm excited. I finally get to get my get back on 525, which completely buried me just 10 months ago, so I'm just hyped. Yeah, not much else got to say. Got the pre right here. I'm about to sip on this, lock in, and you guys will see me in the gym squatting. So we're gonna make today a great lift, make today a great day. God's walking with me today, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. yeah, you guys saw that. an extreme amount of gratitude I feel right now, just because, you know, that was a weight that I got folded by in January. And like, bro, I've been working extremely hard over the past couple months, and you know, everybody could say that, but I genuinely know that. And you know, I haven't missed a set since I failed the 525 in January. I have not missed a single top set since then. And just to kind of see how all my work is actually compounding towards something that genuinely moved like an opener. It felt like an opener. It felt like I could have squatted high fives on the day, and I'm pretty fatigued. So going forward, I think that my top end is a lot bigger than I would have ever thought, which is crazy. I haven't touched a weight over 500 pounds over the past 9 months, and just to see a PR move like that, I'm just extremely grateful. I'm extremely proud of myself. Ultimately, I know that, you know, there's a lot of work to do, and in the grand scheme of things, I'm not where I want to be at, and you know, that's okay. But I think it's okay to also be proud of myself for the win on the day. And I really got to see, like, when all the variables are there, when I had the proper sleep, hydration, nutrition today before my squat. I think my 530 today moved better than my 507 last week and my 485 the week before that. So just getting more comfortable with squatting, and when all the variables are aligned, I think that I'm truly capable of a lot more than I ever thought. So I give that to God. I thank God for that ability. And you know, I know I've put in the work, but ultimately without him, none of it would be possible. And you know, my confidence wouldn't be the same walking into the gym. So I feel like I really broke out of a mental barrier with squat, and just in a lot of things in my life overall. I'm just in an extreme state of gratitude right now. It may not seem like it. I'm kind of really just shocked, honestly. And just like that feeling of, you know, all the work pretty much is now done. I have SPD on Saturday, which I'll be taking my top end bench. So I'll probably record for that and throw it in this video to kind of leave off the prep. But yeah, I'm currently, I'm 10 days out. So pretty much the work is done. Weight is looking good. I just weighed myself on 206. So I'm 1 pound over the cap, which is exactly what I want. And yeah, I'm just, you know, I can't even put into words how I'm feeling right now, to be honest with you guys. I want to say big thank you to Jay for programming me over the past couple months, and you know, that's the fucking, like, that's literally my best friend since fucking whatever grade, bro. I known that motherfucker like my whole life, basically. Him and Wiley, bro. Shout out if y'all are watching this. But thank you, Jay, for coaching me and taking me, you know, ultimately you offered to coach me for free. And you know, when I was powerlifting before, I was coaching myself, and I was self-coached. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really, you know, have a real plan. And I think that since allowing Jay to take over coaching, and you know, he's a lot more experienced, also a lot more knowledgeable in the sport of powerlifting, he's been able to really help me make a ton of progress. So if you're trying to progress on any of your lifts, I'm going to put Jay's Instagram right here. I'll put it on the screen, and give him a follow, DM him, because he does powerlifting coaching. Also just trying to get stronger at any of the compounds. The dude knows what he's talking about, bro. I'll say that, and I know that he's put a lot of time into learning this, and I can say that, you know, everybody that's worked with him has had tremendous results, including me. Over just the past couple months, I really was at a spot in powerlifting where I feel like I couldn't really progress much more. I was plateaued, I felt like, but really I just didn't understand the sport. My bench has gone up almost like 50 pounds since working with Jay. My dead, I mean, last year I failed 565 on the stiff bar in October, and I just pulled 622, so that's like 60 something pounds. I think I still have room for my top end. And squat, you know, I was squatting like 475 around this time last year. So my squat's up 55 pounds with definitely more room in the tank. And I'm only really 10 to 15 pounds heavier, but I've made tremendous progress. I'm extremely happy with the progress I've made. I'm extremely happy, with also just my mindset and how far I've came over the past couple months, and not only this sport, but just overall in every aspect of my life. And I'm just extremely grateful. I'm extremely grateful to have a good supporting group of friends around me and a good supporting group of people around me that genuinely fuck with me and genuinely want to see me win and want to see the best for me. And that's something that I know not everybody has that, and I'm extremely grateful for, and that's all I can really ask for in my journey of trying to get to where I want to be, is being surrounded by people who genuinely believe in you and genuinely want the best for you, and that see your potential, really, and they want to get to a similar spot as you. So just kind of take this as, life is really what you make out of it. I know I kind of feel like over the past couple of videos I've just been rinse and repeat, kind of saying similar things, but everything I am saying is really true when you think about it, and when you live it in real time. You're capable of so much more than you would ever think if you were to just let go of the fear that you could lose, the fear that you can't win or that you can't progress, and just thinking about all the things that could potentially hold you back. And that was the mindset I had. I was just constantly in a state of complaining, constantly in a state of blaming my circumstance on my situation, and not realizing that complaining about things isn't going to make anything better. It's simply just going to make you want to do things less and less, and it's going to shift your mindset from thinking that it's possible to win. But the way that I think now, I just believe that if I show up for myself every single day, and this doesn't just apply to me, but it applies to all you guys as well, whoever's watching this video. If you show up for yourself every single day, day after day, with pure intent to getting to a place you want to be, and you stay consistent and you continue to stay the course and you continue to grow, and you continue to, regardless of the situation, just put your foot down and just grind and work. Like, I genuinely believe that you can get to where you want to be. That nothing is accidental, and every single situation in your life is ultimately going to bring you to where you currently stand. And life is just so crazy, man. I'm just extremely thankful. I'm extremely grateful. I mean, every single video I feel like I'll just be yapping post gym, but I feel like that is, Ryan said it. Yo, also shout out Ryan. Go sub. I'm gonna put his YouTube on the thing. Homie just started the YouTube up, and I just started this like a couple weeks ago. So go show Ryan love. If you watch the past videos, you know who Ryan is. But Ryan was talking about this. Just like after the gym, you just feel like a philosopher, which is very true. I feel like I have my most clarity after the gym. Like they always say, post gym clarity, and it's true. I genuinely feel like I can think from a very clear standpoint and a very objective standpoint, and not attach my emotions. I really feel just in a state of solitude and just gratefulness. Like, I'm so in gratitude. Like, I'm extremely grateful for my life, and I think that since I've really started to try and practice gratitude and practice being grateful for what I have, instead of dwelling on the things that I don't have that I want, I think I've, my mindset and my overall attitude and outlook on life has been extremely impacted and improved. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this yap sesh. I have a midterm on Friday. It's currently Wednesday, so I'm about to study for the next 2 days probably and get these midterms out the way, so that next week we compete. And it's just a rewarding feeling knowing the work is done. I've really put my all into this, and honestly, in everything that I've done over the past couple months, I've really, not to pat myself on the back, but I really have been grinding, and that's what nobody sees. And if I ever, God willing, if I ever do make it one day, I want to say this on camera now, like, I stay up late almost every single night, and not because I'm scrolling reels, but I'm editing videos. Like, I'm thinking of ideas. I'm writing down ideas for new things, for content. I'm back testing. I'm trading. I'm trying to get really good at trading, And that was before I started this. That was my main focus, was trading. And school came, and I just thought about where I wanted to be at, like where do I envision my future self. And I think that content really aligned with it. Regardless if I'm making powerlifting content within the next couple months or years, I just realized, if I want to get good at content and I want to build my brand, if I want to build myself on a platform, then why would I wait when I could just start now? And that was kind of really the thought I had to start up this YouTube channel and to, start posting on TikTok and Instagram. Like, I just thought about it like that. Like, why would I wait? Why would I delay the process if I could just take the actions now and start now, right? And get a head start and start to learn how to edit, start to learn the algorithm, how to post, and balancing all these things. School is a lot of work for me. I'm in nursing school. It's a ton of work. It's not an easy major. I would say it's hard, but the reason that it's hard is because it's heavy in the content, and the content is important. If you want to be a nurse, you need to know your shit, and I'm not going to be a nurse or anybody in the healthcare field who doesn't know anything, and I could put somebody's life at risk, and I don't fuck around with that. So I take school very seriously, and I take this very seriously as well, and I take trading very seriously, and I feel like juggling all these things in my life, and I really just feel like I'm working overtime, but I genuinely do think it's all going to be worth it, and it's all going to compact to something. And I pray for that every single night, that I pray for God to guide me, and just continuing to guide me, because nobody sees the work that I put in behind the scenes, and all the trials I've had to go through and the hard times. I've been running off minimal sleep for the past couple months, and that's not because I'm just like being a bot. Like, I'm genuinely putting my all into everything that I'm doing right now. And just when I begin to see results in whatever it is, like school, when I do good on exams, or when I hit a PR in the gym, when I hit trades, like I pass my funded accounts, like all that stuff. It just, it makes me extremely grateful, because I look back, and a couple months ago I was in the worst spot I think I ever was mentally. I had no direction. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had a very sinful mind, and I had a very, terrible attitude about everything, and it infected how I treated everyone else around me. And I feel like I've been able to dig myself out of that hole and turn to God, and ever since I've been able to do that and just put my foot down and tell myself, I'm not going to complain about my situation. I'm going to change my situation so I don't have to feel this way anymore. And that's kind of how my mindset has shifted. Like, I'm not going to complain about my situation anymore. I'm simply just going to be the one that changes it. And if you're somebody who's struggling and you feel stuck and you feel like, you can't progress, or you just, you feel like, if you're somebody who feels similar to kind of how I felt, and you're just in a bad spot mentally, just my advice to you would be, find something that you're passionate about and chase it, and realize that, regardless of what anybody has to say about you, regardless of what anybody thinks about you, at the end of the day, we're all going to end up 6 feet under. At the end of the day, these people who, may be from your high school, or you may know personally, and they may judge you or think a certain way about you because you're trying to chase your dreams. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be basing your actions off of how other people view you or think about you. And just do what you feel fulfilled doing, and chase that and pursue it with everything you have, because time flies. Time really does fly, and I'm 20 years old now, and I can definitely say that it feels like I was playing football with all my friends from high school just a couple months ago or years. Like, it doesn't feel like 3 years has gone by. Like, I'm in my junior year of college, which is absolutely insane to think about. And I kind of hit the lock-in this summer. Like, I realized I'm getting older, and the time is now. So fuck your fear, fuck your doubt, fuck your small mindset, and just thinking that things are going to come to you naturally. Just realize, like, you have to be the one who puts forth work and effort, and you have to just take it. You have to take whatever you want out of this world, and you have to grab it by the fucking balls and just accept it's yours and embrace it until you get there. And that's kind of the mindset I've adapted to, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from picking up this camera and continuing to post content. There's nothing that's going to stop me from continuing to trade until I become consistently profitable. There's nothing that's going to stop me from achieving my goals and my dreams. And I don't know, it's just crazy. I feel like I sound delusional because I have like 50 subscribers. I have yet to make $1 from trading. Maybe I'm putting too much out here by sharing my goals with you guys, but I feel like it's only right for me to be transparent and authentic and real with you people who are supporting me now when I have literally nothing, and I only have a little bit of money to my name left. As probably if I don't, like, I really gave myself, and people say this isn't good, but I really gave myself about a year. I probably have enough money to support myself for the next year, and I've decided that instead of working, I'm going to go all in on these skills that I want to get good at, and until I make it, I'm going to stay the course. And if I have to get a job eventually, then that's what I'm gonna have to do, but I'm not giving up until I get to where I want to be, and I'm not going to settle for any less than my expectations for myself ultimately. So I hope that how I view things and how I've been thinking about life can impact somebody else in a positive way. I want to leave a good message, and I wish you guys the best of luck in whatever you try to achieve, and I'm about to go study, and I'll catch you guys.